All right, Chris. Hot take.
Woo!
Colorado.
What?
Your favorite team goes winless.
No! Hell no. Guys, I am willing to risk my mortgage. No, I'm not. On that Colorado goes winless this year. But I am so sick of the Colorado man, which I don't even think it's necessarily Colorado fans, actually fans of the team. I think it's these Deion Sanders simps that have been walking around telling me that they're 10-2, 11-1. Christian's got the schedule pulled up. I mean, really, I don't even know what to say to this. Does Colorado go winless? It could happen. Colorado had one win, Christian. One win last year, Christian. It was against Colorado State, field goal. They stormed the field against Colorado State, which is embarrassing in itself to even talk about. Christian pounds that soft Corona over there. I don't know what the hell these Colorado people are looking at this year. I'm not saying for the 100th time that Deion is a bad coach. I'm not saying Shedeur Sanders can't play quarterback. I'm not saying Travis Hunter is not a stud. But my God, this schedule is brutal. They did them no favors in their last year in the Pac-12. They're going over to the Big 12 next year. I'm sure you guys know that. They have a better chance of going winless than they do winning 5 games this year. Mark it down, Christian. I just pissed off the whole half the Pac-12 conference and everybody down there in Atlanta, Georgia that was simping over Deion. I'm a huge Deion fan. I loved him growing up, bro. I'm going to kick it over to you here because I don't know what else to say. I can't believe people out there are trying to tell me still to this day that they're going 10-2 and 11-1, and people are actually betting them to win the national title this year. It's crazy shit.
I don't like, so from a hot take standpoint, we're saying Colorado, like the hot take, and we're not saying this, right? The hot take is obviously that Colorado could go winless this year. I think that is a hot take, man. It's pretty bold, dude.
Oh, 100%.
Like just that they go winless, right? I got them pegged as more of a 3 or 4 win team this year. Not saying that long term they're not going to be good, but dude, here's the real thing here. Everybody's got to look at. Every week, something seems to come out of Boulder, Colorado. Some news story, something that gets magnified that should be nothing anywhere else in America comes out of Colorado because of Deion Sanders, right? And who he is. So, the last couple weeks alone, I mean, there was the whole practice fighting situation. He wanted them to fight each other in practice. Hey, is what it is. Right, he teed off on a local beat reporter who asked about his quarterback position, his backup quarterback position, because he said, "Hey, your quarterback position's set." Deion said, "Ain't nothing set yet," even though he already told us it was. So is what it is, whatever. Right? You touched on it, Chris. This team was 1-11 last year. However, none of those players, as a lot of Colorado fans / Deion fans like to remind us, none of those players from that 1-11 team are on this roster right now. Not a whole lot of them. Like there might be 1 or 2 still floating around, but they're not many. Here's the thing, dude. I look at Colorado from the standpoint they're really talented at skill positions on both sides of the ball, and they got some depth at those skill positions. My biggest question mark: how's both lines of scrimmage going to hold up?
Exactly. Where the fuck is football won and lost at, Christian?
Right there, right in there, right at the lines of scrimmage, Chris. You said it exactly right. Here's the thing. I know, and like we touched on it, right? A lot of Colorado fans / Deion Sanders fans here, right? They're going to be quick to point out, hey, listen, dude, we're vastly improved, right? Like we said, they're monsters. But again, these are the same fans, same people on the internet that are also talking about the fact that you lost a bunch of players from a 1-11 team, so therefore you're going to be better this year. But most of the players that you bring in were on losing teams or teams that weren't even at the Power 5 level last year.
Thank you.
Let me say that again. They were on losing teams or teams that weren't at the Power 5 level last year.
And backups on those teams. Some of them are. And I'm jumping in here.
Yeah.
Like, this just pisses me off because it's not – Chris, do you not like Colorado? Yeah, no, I definitely don't. That goes back a lot of years. But do I hate Deion Sanders? No, I don't think that – I actually don't think Deion Sanders is a bad coach.
Yeah.
But you people that are coming out here telling us live, on air, on the YouTube channel, we've got some hate emails about, we're racist. We don't know what the hell we're talking about because we didn't say your team was going to win 7, 8, 9, 10 games, Christian. is ridiculous. No, that's not the case at all. Deion Sanders may be a good coach, but what you guys do when you say that he's going to win these amount of games, and I'm saying 8, 7, 8, 9, 10 games, you're making it worse for yourself at the end of the year and Deion Sanders because you have these crazy expectations on him. I could say the same thing about Matt Rule here. I talked to the Nebraska man. 10-2 this year, 9-3. Well, then when he doesn't win those games and he wins 5 or 6, you're the same guy saying, fire him, he's terrible. That's what I'm actually standing up for the Colorado fan here, the fan, and saying, no, give Deion some time. This schedule, Christian, we're going to break it down here real shortly, again, is brutal. It's brutal, man. Just give the guy some time. He just turned over the entire roster. Not the starting 22.
Nope.
The entire, literally 80 goddamn kids on this team. And this schedule is not, if you drop Colorado in the, I'll say it again, Big Ten West, it's a little bit different story. I give them some credence and give them some hope here. But not that I think the Pac-12 is brutal, but this year it is brutal. The Pac-12's got a lot of schools on the rise. Now that all, goes to shit next year. But my God, man, I actually think there's a chance that they can go 0-12 this year.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, here's the thing too, right? I look at it from the standpoint, think about the NFL, for example, right? Because that's basically what they did. They went out and just pretty much put a team together via free agency. Even in the NFL, where guys are professionals, okay? You go look at what of recent memory here, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tom Brady, Gronk, they bring in all these players, right? They get all these players. Here's the thing, Chris. They lost some games. Okay, they lost to the Saints twice, if I'm not mistaken, that year, and then beat them in the playoffs. They came back and won the Super Bowl. But Chris, this is college football. This isn't the NFL. You don't get to slack off and win 8-9 games. You know what I mean, and lose 10 games and turn around and basically limp your way through the playoffs. Yeah. That's not how it works. You can go out and you can get all these guys, but you got to get them on campus. You've got to get them playing together. You've got to make sure they're conditioned. You got to make sure that you are putting them through the paces, right? At this level, and we're not trying to hate, but we're just saying it's not been done before. We're entering into new territory here. I don't see how, even with the roster they have, they win more than 3 or 4 games this year. I just don't see it.
No, and it's not, God, man. If they win 2, Christian, they doubled their win record from last year. I'll be honest with you guys. Please, somebody, the Colorado man, please point out where you guys think some of these wins are just automatic, chalk it up a W. Colorado State is not one of them. They played you within a field goal last year, a walk-off field goal, if you will. But maybe Stanford, to me, is probably the easiest team on the schedule because Stanford's going through a lot of shit. Maybe. I'm not trying to, even though I personally don't like Colorado, I'm trying to put this aside and saying, looking at the schedule and what they have coming to the table, just because you have 2 or 3 5-stars and you got a bazillion 2-stars, and I don't even look at the stars that much. Look at the schedule. Oregon, TCU off the rip. A Nebraska team definitely that had. Christian, we're going right through the schedule here. Let's bring it up.
Yeah, it's
TCU,
up.
Yeah, TCU, you're 21-point dogs. Not that Vegas is the end-all, be-all, but Vegas is usually right. You're not winning that game. You're not, especially at TCU. Chalk that up as an L. Nebraska's got, you're going to tell me, Matt Rule, first-year head coach, first-year quarterback at, Nebraska, Jeff Sims. Yeah, whatever. Nebraska has more to work with than Colorado does. I think that game is close, but I think Nebraska comes out with a W, and that's not me being biased. Colorado State, I don't know. I really don't know. I'll give you benefit of the doubt, maybe with 1 win there. Oh, here we go, though, Christian. Oregon, USC. You're not winning either of those 2 games. You guys get blown out the freaking window with those 2. Arizona State, I don't know. I really don't know. Arizona State's one of those teams that I'm not high on, but there's a lot of unknowns there too, but it is at Arizona State. Cool. There's your Stanford at home. That's a game I think you guys should win if you want to prove me wrong in this Colorado goes winless thing. UCLA, hell no. Definitely not beating them. And Chip Kelly and his offense and that goddamn freshman they got starting at quarterback this year. At this time, he should be up to speed. Oregon State, hell no. Arizona, nah, I don't think so either. Washington State, at Washington State, is a tough place to play. Don't think it's happening either. And you sure as shit ain't beating Utah at Utah. Christian, I rattled off maybe 2 wins to 3. And that is maybe. That's where I'm at. I'm going to kick it over to you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll kind of say this. We'll end it here and we'll move on. But I'm going to say this. I'm looking at the schedule right now, Chris. I'll play a little nicer to some of the Colorado fans. I really don't give a shit. But this is just my honest opinion. That is teams that I think Colorado could legitimately beat: Colorado State, Arizona State, Stanford, Arizona, and Washington State.
Okay.
So let's see: Colorado State, Arizona State, Stanford, Arizona, and Washington State. So that's 5. Of those 5 teams, right? So again, even by that logic, so you maybe win 5 games, right? I still think one of those teams we just mentioned is surprisingly good this year and clips them.
So you got 4 at best.
Yeah, 4 at best. So like I said, 4, maybe in a magical run 5. But that's going to be such a difference there, dude. I mean, it's going to be night and day different there for Colorado.
Well, I'll wrap this up real quickly. Vegas has got you guys who's usually pretty goddamn close within a win or 2 above or below. Has got them at 3. So, yeah, Colorado going winless. It's hard to bet, but man, 2 wins, I wouldn't be surprised, Christian.